All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is Rye with the Masternode News once again, and I'm checking in today again with Michael Weber from the Vitae project. Michael, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing, right?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to interview today. A lot of things to talk about today. A lot to go over. You're always one of my best interviews, and today we're using the Discord platform, and I think it's going to be a little bit smoother for video and audio. So,
Yeah, I'm excited.
fingers crossed on that. So let's get right to the major news. Obviously, the big news is price and how crazy the market's gone. At one point, it hit Vitae hit $1.80 a token earlier today for a second.
$1.90. Yeah, really good breakout day. And what happens when you work? I've done so many live streams and talking about what our plans are, or what our goals are, and these are part of what we do. We work hard to achieve goals. We have extreme levels of buy interest coming in, which we're excited about. But again, at this time, when we see things like this is not a sell signal. This is not, hey, let's load all of our tokens out there and put it on the market, because you have to understand from our point of view uh, what our goals are, what we think we're going to achieve, what the numbers tell us. If we perform certain actions and do certain things, we know the numbers are going to benefit the community
Well,
as a whole.
we're definitely going to talk about all that stuff here. Let's break it up into pieces if we can, though. So, yeah, one of the things that I noticed about Vitae is it seems to be one of the higher staking coins. I'm not even talking about master nodes, but just in staking, it seems to stake a pretty substantial amount. A buddy of mine has about 1,500 Vitae, I think, just on Discord, and he's saying he's getting like between 4 and 6 a day. And so tell me a little bit about your just let's break it down to just staking for a minute, if you would.
Yeah, staking it, right? It's, you can't. I wouldn't put one token in a wallet and stake it, because you're going to be waiting a long time. So pool staking that we offer in our Discord channel is a really powerful opportunity for everybody. Again, I talk about how this is your token. This is for the people. This is for, to change lives, and we are doing that. We're setting our goals. We're achieving these goals on a regular basis. Just adding to the proof that people are staking tokens in our Discord channel and now making 6 to 8 tokens a day on whatever amount. And at almost $2 a token, that's $12. Is that what we're going to stay at? No.
Yeah, I mean, like my buddy said, he's making almost $6 a day now on Vitae just on staking, and that doesn't even include the price bump of today. So I mean, it's probably going to be significantly more by the time we're even done with this conversation. Um, as far as now, I understand that you're suggesting to hodl for probably a variety of reasons, and I agree. Actually, I think that everybody should be in a hodl position in the market overall, just because of the price of Bitcoin, etc. But what do you have any concerns about volatility? Are there any whales out there that could just do a sudden dump on the market? I mean, talk to me a little bit about your thoughts on volatility specifically.
That's a really good question, because we have to go back to the beginning. And in the beginning, we created supernodes. We pre-mined it was 1.09 million tokens, and then we burnt the excess down to 1 million. And then we went and created 80, even though a couple of supernodes have been lost to the network already, because the owners, flubbed up. They did something they shouldn't have done,
Yeah.
and they lost their supernodes. But we burnt 800,000 tokens, and per our coin market cap and all that stuff, which you can see right now, we gave away the other 200,000. So really, the ownership is been given away. This decentralization process that we adhered to provide equality in many ways. We put tokens in Discord and had a bot staking for those people literally right off the bat. And people, like we talked last time, people came in early, they got some rain, it sat there. You come back 6 months, 2 months later, and you got a whole bunch of extra tokens, and the price has gone up. Your life has changed, and so staking is extremely valuable. It's a part of the process. Staking creates the block reward. It's not created by a masternode or a supernode. Only staking creates the block.
Okay.
And that reward is what is distributed through the network through the masternodes. It's not distributed from your wallet. It's distributed through the masternode. So the masternode has to get a reward. A supernode has to get a reward. And then the staking deserves a reward as well for doing what it's supposed to do and create the blocks.
So let's get into the masternode side of it just a little bit. Last time I looked on one of the, I use I'm super into masternodes. That's my thing. That's what I'm advising all my clients on, and that's what I was studying when I was running the show and everything, which I may start doing again. I don't know. I've got some. I've definitely had a lot of community interest, but we'll see how that goes. Last I looked, there was there was more than 70 masternodes already running for Vitae. What now again, that was just off of a site, so I imagine there's more, and that site's not accurate. What do you have a way
And
of
I'm going
seeing
to,
how many
let me address that
Yeah.
because I know exactly what you're talking about. Masternode.online
Yeah,
versus Masternode.pro or even NodeHub
right.
or Masternodes.live, which we are partnered with.
Another one I use a lot is masternodecap.com. Have you seen that one? I kind of like the interface on
I
that
thought
one.
I can't remember if we're on net or not.
I can't remember either. I think you might not be, because I think I looked for you the other day and you weren't there. But
And well, yeah, Masternode Cap just got bought too by Masternode Pro.
oh, okay.
So
Well, that's good because they have a better interface. So maybe Masternode Pro will update the interface. Maybe that's why they bought it.
Yeah, I think so. Anyhow, just a little FYI because I want you to know this little tidbit. At Masternode.online, the number of masternodes is not masternodes; those are our supernodes.
Oh, okay.
The amount of money that you're making from a supernode right now is over $90,000 a year.
Wow.
So if you go to masternode.online and you look up the Vitae token, it's going to tell you how many tokens you get every single day and how much you're actually making.
But
per
you're
year
saying that's
right
for
now.
a supernode, not for a masternode.
That's that's for a supernode.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So so how do we get the demographics for the masternodes then?
And I go to masternode.pro, which is one of our partners, and they pretty much have probably them and masternode.live are really the ones that I look at as far as telling the better story. There's some interface that comes with pricing and stuff like that from those people. That's an API from another company. Maybe it's Coin Market Cap. It could be CoinGecko. It could be any of a number of different market cap APIs. And so it's really hard for that. Discovering how many tokens are on the network, any wallet can do that. You can just plug that in with your debug console. You go there, you type in help, all the commands that you can put in there, and you could get master node count, fundamental node count, and it will tell you exactly how many are on the network. So those are things that just programming that could be a little bit of a misprogramming in those capacities, which is what really happened with masternodes.online. They actually programmed that through our fundamental node or super node, and that's what they're calling up for for them from their wallet interface. And so at the same
But on
time,
masternodes.pro, they're showing the masternode, not the supernode.
right.
That's interesting. Right. Okay, very interesting. Okay, well now I'm gonna have to go back and rethink some of my metrics on all that. So give me your thoughts just on the masternode market in general, because there's I don't know 300 different masternode coins or something out there right now. A lot of them are showing a lot of promise in a lot of different ways. I know you're also involved in Social Send. Vitae is on the Social Send platform. as well as Ohmcoin, Electra. I mean, there's a few different ones now that are starting to move the industry as a whole in kind of a direction that's interesting. Give me some thoughts on what you're thinking about the masternode market overall.
Well, the fun thing about masternodes is it's like that next level,
Right.
right? If you achieve, I'm a masternode guy. I'm not a staker.
Yeah.
I'm a masternode guy,
Yeah, me too.
right? Because you've reached this new level, and it's an achievement. It's a process, and that's why masternodes are so valuable because to people. Our main demand prospect right now, because even now we don't have a use case, real for real, right? Uh, our only use case right now is to develop the network and so having masternodes at a high cost, meaning 20,000 Vitae, in the beginning was very much. We talked at our last show. I'm pretty sure that we talked, and it was like $3,400 for a masternode.
No, we've
Now
talked
a
since
master,
then. I think last time we talked, it was
uh,
already 20,000. But I do know that on one of the shows we talked, a month or two ago or whatever, it was definitely a quarter that at best.
yeah, and so and that's where we start separating and creating our actual economic demographics, like the lower to upper class type of earning potential,
Yeah.
and that's just for the token and that aspect of the process. Without a use case, the demand is in the creation of tokens. Uh, the demand is in the hodl aspect of and earning reward. And again, we talked about this on the last show that we were on. Bitcoin, you're not out. There's nobody in at Bitcoin right now.
Yeah.
You're not making any money doing the proof of work. And so, and again, we talked about the
Unless you're
Satoshi.
Jihan Wu and Roger Ver.
Yeah, or Bitmain or Bitfury, one of those guys.
Genesis Mining, who pretty much exit scammed a bunch of clients recently. I don't know if you followed that, but now they're saying, oh, they're gonna cancel your contract unless you upgrade to Radiant. Did you hear about that at all?
Yeah, and
It's so disappointing because for a long time, Genesis Mining to me was like one of the only ones, one of the only Bitcoin crypto industry kind of players
that was trustworthy.
who was trustworthy, and now they're scamming everybody too, and it's just
And I
so
and I'm not
disappointing.
really into they're scamming everybody. What really happened is difficulty level went up too high. 1 terahash is
Yeah,
of
but they were
power.
offering lifetime contracts, and then now
I
they're
know,
rescinding the
and
lifetime contracts
now they're trying.
retroactively. That seems like a scam to me. That's what I'm calling it that.
Right. Yeah. Well, we look at it because the same concept that we talked about with the Satoshi white paper. Bitcoin was supposed to be for everybody. It's
Right.
not.
Right.
It's not for everybody
All
anymore.
these centralized exchanges, all these centralized miners. I mean, and in to an extent, I think that was inevitable, just because. I mean, you see that happen in every single market. I mean, whether you're talking about cheese or blankets or gasoline. I mean, inevitably you kind of have this thing where at some point giant corporations come in or investors come in who have a lot of money, and these whales come in and manipulate and push the market around and everything. So I guess that was kind of what I was trying to talk about a little bit with the
And that's
market.
what and that's the cool. Like I said, we decentralized ourselves as good as you can possibly do by not allowing anybody to have more than two supernodes, and that was it. We spread that out, and then we gave away 200,000 tokens at a high staking value. The staking value at that time was like 18 uh, tokens for staking, and because there was
For staking how many?
first you could have staked one because the difficulty level was so low
Right.
that within 45 seconds after your 155th confirmation, you could have gotten a staking reward of 18 tokens for one.
Wow, that's
And
that. Because that's what one of my friends said. He was because he's been to Vitae longer than me, and he got on there and I can't remember, but he said he came back a few days later, and suddenly he had like quintupled or 10x'd his holdings, and he's like, I don't understand what's going on. So well, now that makes sense. Obviously, he was in at that point, so good for him. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and at that time there weren't any master nodes. The network was being run by the supernodes,
Right.
and we had to do a lot of work. We've done a lot of work. We have we have had our ZVIT problem, which right now we're not even aware of what our real fix for that is, and it's really complicated. We're not sure what we're going to do with that. Not a lot, nothing to worry about. I mean, considering at the time all the tokens that were given away were free in the first place.
Right.
There was no buying of the tokens at that time. Although some people were preparing for super node or master nodes and stuff like that
Right.
at that time, trying to get up on that. But really we weren't in the sell market for most of that. And so we're not really making that our priority, and we don't know what we're going to do with that. We did fix our wallets up to create the master node process, and created the seesaw action, and that's what's really just caused that extra. Once we brought that extra reward in there, somebody had to suffer. We couldn't give. The block reward right now is 20 tokens per block. That's 20 tokens in rewards every 45 seconds. And so, we have to prepare for the deflationary point of what's coming up, because we're bringing down the rewards, and then it's going to be more long term and create greater value, because right at the end of our real biggest turn, coming right in December, around that period, is when we launch the social rewards website, and you will earn Vitae tokens there.
Okay, so I had 3 different segues from that right there. So let me just pick which rabbit hole I want to go down here. I guess let's stick with the fundamentals for a minute, because you're talking about the rewards going down as the nodes go up and all that kind of thing. So let's talk a little bit about the white paper, and I don't know what version of the white paper you guys are on right now. But what are your thoughts now? I mean, I know you released it a while ago now already. I don't know, a month or two, right? And what are your thoughts? What did you get perfect? What are you thinking about updating? Let's talk about just the white paper alone for a minute.
Well, we found out, this is for me, this is taking on a project of this enormity. You can't see all the stumbling blocks.
Right.
So we do have an white paper. It's really nothing more than the fact that we're not going to reduce the cost of supernodes. We are going to add in the fact that we do have what's called super block rewards as well, which is a additional reward for a staking or a staking holder that gives them 20 Vitae tokens. Just one person.
How many blocks?
And it happens like every 200 blocks.
Oh, okay. All right.
Two or 500. I can't. I'll have to go look.
It's okay.
Don't quote me on it. But I think it's 200 or 500, one or the other. And maybe 2,000. I can't remember.
It's fine. That's fine.
But I know we have super block rewards that come out every once in a while with for stakers.
That's a cool idea. That's a really cool
little
idea.
Extra incentive to hold on, right?
Yeah.
And when we talk about, that process of what's coming with our white paper as far as changes and stuff, we're probably going to, still address the same issue. Our real issue is poverty. It is the upcoming tragedy of the economy, which is literally is so scary, man. I don't think Vitae is going to pull people out of it. I'm serious.
I'm
It's going to
terrified.
save some lives.
I mean, when I look at the overall economy and all the economic factors involved, and and having sat there through the recession of the late '90s, and I mean, I was a kid at the time, but I was kind of aware of it, and then watching 2008 unfold fully, and knowing that all those fundamentals that led to those two crashes are way higher now than they were at that time. It just terrifies me. So I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm like, I updated my passport. I'm like, I don't know what to do about any of it. It's really scary.
Well, my best explanation of this is great to look at it like a trading thing. Right now, we as the debt-ridden society have been trading our debt higher and higher.
Yeah.
We haven't paid it. We're just trading it higher and higher.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like digging a hole, and you're digging a ditch, and instead of taking the dirt and putting it to the side, you're digging the dirt and putting it in it right where you're going to dig again. And you just keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that. Pretty soon you got this big giant mound of dirt you're trying to dig through.
That's a good analogy, except for that analogy misses one thing, and that's the fact that debt is inflationary. So the dirt is actually increasing
Yeah.
regardless
Right.
of.
It is. It is. It's actually more like the more you try to dig out, it's like the hole keeps getting bigger and bigger.
You're digging expanding dirt into the same hole.
Right. Right.
It's nuts.
So right now we're looking at just about ready to reach $1 quadrillion of debt. We are that close.
Yeah.
1 quadrillion.
Yeah.
Quadrillion
It's nutty.
dollars of debt.
A friend of mine, he always likes to point out that with the derivatives market and with the valuation of currencies and stocks and bonds and all the kinds of things that aren't actual tangible assets, we have valued all of the tangible assets on Earth that exist at like over 900 times their actual worth because of the way that we manipulate money and the money system. So I mean, it's when you factor that in, and then talk about the debt, and then talk about the incredibly
And then just add inflation, and
yeah
with
the insane
inflation
way
comes
that monetary
interest,
policies
right?
run in every country. It's just like it's mind-boggling.
Inflation adds interest, and interest on $1 quadrillion is so much that the human race can't overcome it. You'd have to literally burn it to the ground and start over.
Or announce a jubilee or something. I mean,
Or
I like the Fight Club idea
Jubilee.
too.
Fight Club, right?
What
Yeah.
so getting back into there was a pretty
The Hunger Games all over.
it's the Hunger Games
Yeah.
all over, right? Yeah. For a minute there, you were lagging on me. Do you see the little thing at the top of your screen where you can change the bandwidth settings? Are you
Let's see
if you're full screen? I don't know if it'll do it, but if you get out of full screen, you should be able to see like right at the top of your video there. There should be a way to.
Nope, I don't see it.
Well, anyway, I think it's going pretty well. Although I'm experiencing some flickering, which is probably my ridiculously intense compiz setup. So let's talk a little bit about speculation, because we did mention that. Now we're talking about the overall market. What do you think about? I mean, I know so many people who have gotten into crypto. They were so excited when Bitcoin hit $20,000. They got it. They got into crypto. I mean, just like the classic FOMO moves. The price goes up, they're buying everything they can. The price goes down, they panic sell. I mean, I know so many people who are just, absolutely hemorrhaging cash speculating, and then not just in crypto, but in the stock market too. They did the same thing with Tesla stock. Tesla stock hit $400. They all just, rabidly were trying to buy Tesla stock, and then Tesla stock went back down to like $200. They were all rabidly trying to sell. What I like about the staking and the masternodes and just, and that's one of the things that I think that makes this as a form of currency superior for beginning investors who are emotionally tied to their assets and are going to be prone to panic selling and stuff like that. Give me some of your thoughts on speculation, just the overall market, the speculators coming in.
First off, there's a lot of manipulation in the market, so it's really not a fun game. Bots galore. I mean, it's just this massive. What did I just buy at?
Yeah.
Because it moved so fast. Did I just buy? Did it? And it just went lower. Why didn't I wait? It's those things when if you're trying to be a trader, these are the things that sort of screwed up Forex.
Right.
So one of the glorious things that's going to come for our community is that in our website, you are going to have your own exchange. we're going to have our own exchange, so you're going to be able to purchase Vitae with Bitcoin and sell your Vitae for Bitcoin. So we got some that type of liquidity. No bots, no bot crap. Real people making real trades. None of that manipulation stuff. And what's going to happen is, we're going to hit buy walls and sell walls, and we're going to break through them. And because the reality is, when you look at what our reward system is for master nodes, super nodes, six tokens, and staking is producing 5.99 tokens, which is literally six tokens. So if we have, I think we're at like 3.4 million tokens locked up for master nodes, that means that 3.4 million tokens are locked up for staking.
Right.
And so when we look at those dynamics, and you can still configure in that process, there's some people that aren't going to sell. So how much is really available on the market?
Right.
And when we look at the numbers game, you're not going to sell your supernode. You're not gonna sell your masternode. You're
No.
not gonna do it.
No, that'd be a fool's errand, I think, for any of these. Honestly, for almost any of the Masternode coins, I don't understand why anybody's selling anything when the market's so low right now.
I'm selling my Bitcoin node, if you will, right? Because it's not making me money.
Right. Yeah.
If it's costing you, and it's cheap, VPS is cheap. It's $10 a month or $5 a month, depending on who you go with and who you need, right? Sometimes you need a little bit more power for certain tokens because they run a little bit higher level wallet, if you will, because there's more megabytes and stuff into it.
Right. Yeah.
But you got to make the $10 a month to break even.
Right.
And so if you're not making $10, then it's not viable. Why lock them up and pay $10 when you just lock it up on your in a wallet and wait for it to go up? And then it's there for you.
So we talked a little bit last time about the web platform. Let's just cover that again for your community and for other Masternode people who maybe aren't hip to Vitae. What's the plan with the web platform? I hear that's cool. You're going to have an exchange on there. Now, is the exchange only going to be for Bitcoin? Are you going to be able to exchange for other Masternode coins? How's that going to work?
We aren't really jumping on board into a multi-exchange platform off the bat. We aren't here to take away from the exchanges, but we do expect to be the leader of arbitrage because we won't have bots causing corrections that are senseless.
Right.
Bots create corrections that shouldn't have been created. Because in reality, nobody was trying to, gain that. They're still hodlers. They're still hoping that the price is going to go up. Bots create corrections. They manipulate the market. Those things sort of are what we don't want to have. We have such great knowledge of technology out there because we are right now a very popular cryptocurrency that is gaining momentum and obviously showing that we're the little engine that could, the little team that packs a punch. We say it all the time. We're dynamite, right? We're dynamite because we come in a small package. We make a big explosion, and we are going to continue to work that. That's what we do. We're excited about what we do. Our platform alone. We have done more legwork than you could possibly imagine. People, I'm telling you right now, when we open up the platform, we're going to have 10,000 people upgrade like that.
Right.
That's $200 per person. That's $2 million of market value tokens off the market. Think about what you're doing today.
Yeah.
When you see these little price rises like this, and I talk about it a lot. Our goal right now is $5 in November. We're finding the buyers.
Yeah.
If you're selling now for $1.75, why? because we're bringing it up to $5. I told you we were doing it. Why are you selling it now when later on it's gonna be $5? And
Well,
then you sell,
that's one of the
right?
reasons I wanted to talk to you today because I mean, last time you told me that you had kind of a projection of price, and it's only been like a week and a half, and you're meeting that projection exactly so far. I mean, you're on that curve right where you need to be. So I'm like, let me get Michael back on here. Let me talk to him. um, what? Talk a little bit more about the web platform. These people coming in and buying the $200.
And that's it. That's just one part, right?
Right,
That's
but let's talk
that
about
adds
let's talk about that part. What's the goal there?
that adds to market demand for Vitae tokens. So that makes it multi possible. That's when when you're doing network marketing. There's an old saying. You don't put all your eggs in one basket, and you need multiple streams of income. Well, you got your eggs in a Vitae basket, now you're going to have some eggs in a social rewards website with multiple streams of income that you can utilize. So it's not one particular road. Upgrading is just one of the features that helps in the Vitae use case. Anything that goes through this platform is Vitae. You're
Right.
not going, if you're going to buy some advertising, you need to have Vitae. We got some exciting people coming on board. We are working partnerships. We are doing things so that even today's business, a company like Coca-Cola, does not have to buy Bitcoin to buy our token. We're working on that.
Right.
So they can spend real cash. And not only that, but you can then liquidate that for real cash with Vitae tokens. We're working on those aspects. So in the future, what we're saying is, that is just one aspect. Everybody that comes in is automatically going to be entered to begin earning from day one. You can't join and not earn. Period. Exactly what I'm trying to tell you at this point in time. You can't join and not earn.
Right.
You're going to earn. You
Yeah.
can't go, well, I don't really want to earn. I just want to check it out. No, you're in to earn, or you're outside watching everybody go, man, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So, we do expect great volume to come in.
So
Uh,
you mentioned advertising. What platforms for advertising is it going to be web based? Are there any? I mean, I imagine you're pursuing all kinds of partnerships. I guess there's a new channel that's trying to start specifically for crypto shows that I've heard rumblings about. That's I think going to be at the convention in Las Vegas. Are you going to the convention in Las Vegas?
no, and I did see that, see what you were talking about. Because we have to keep up with the market. We have to keep up with who our competitors are, who actually has a chance to undermine our own projections,
Right.
right? Because we don't want to start walking down the road and go, that guy's got a better car than us.
Yeah.
We're going to get beat
Yeah.
because we don't have, the wind tunnel and all the extra stuff that they have.
Yeah.
But we, what we do know is that and no, I'm not going to Las Vegas because I will actually be in New York City at that time doing another meeting with some more people, right? Making sure that we have solidified our ground for the expo. We're preparing for that, which is a big deal to us. We are creating hardware, which is pretty exciting for us because we believe that this hardware is going to enable small businesses to accept Vitae like that.
I love
So
that. I love that concept because that's definitely the biggest gap in the overall crypto market right now is
and
connecting with
what
retail.
I think the thing that would be really exciting for you to understand is we're doing what is called the mass adoption formula. And the mass adoption formula is not about big business. It has never been about big business. It's about the poor people and small business.
Grassroots. I mean, even the name Vitae connects with the grassroots idea, and that's definitely been something that's been attractive to me about the project since I heard about it. So let's go back to the expo. So you're talking about the Santa Clara Expo, and I know you've got some big exciting plans for that. Just tell me some things. Go.
Well, I will be speaking on the investments paid stage. I think that's Thursday.
Okay.
Uh, in the afternoon, as well as doing a panel discussion. A little, I think Thursday in the morning is my 20 minutes solo session, which I will speak about, the mass adoption formula and what we're doing to achieve those things and why Vitae is being what it is. Because we're utilizing that very technique. We're also looking at, discussion about the cryptocurrency space as a whole, as in trading and stuff like that, on my panel appearance later on that afternoon. We will be there the 28th and 29th of November, and we are bringing hardware. We are bringing rain hardware, people. Rain
I love
hardware.
that idea. Just I mean, the the
Do
rain
is
on
download your.
Discord, all the different coins that are involved in rain now. There's there's obviously the three that I've been involved with. You, Vitae, Social Send, Ohm. I'm not as involved with some of the other ones yet. I hope to be more involved with them soon. But just the idea of rain, the way that the rain bot works, I mean, that's just so inclusive and so fun. I mean, you can't be more grassroots than that. There's all these people from India, in other countries where, $1 a day is a huge wage for some of these people from the countries they're in. And they're in there collecting rain. And if they collect, a quarter of a vitae from just being in the rain channel all day, then right away they've made half their daily wage or something. I mean, it's really incredible and fun and grassroots and a way for I think a lot of the people a lot of people who politically may side on the liberal side and they're kind of pro globalization and stuff like that as far as the trying to bring some kind of equity to the markets between like the third world and the first world. I think that this is a real way to actually do a little bit of that in a way that's voluntary and not at the point of a gun, in the way like Joseph Stalin or Chairman Mao would have done.
Yeah, and again, this is actually part of the mass adoption formula. The concept is, the automobile would not be the automobile until it was able to be purchased by the middle and lower class.
Right, till the Model
It
T
was
came out.
right till Ford made the assembly line and made the Model T at 100 cars per day. It was out of reach,
Okay,
and it became within reach.
so speaking of Model T, what I'm seeing a lot now, a lot of different places is, and especially this is going to be especially true for Vitae moving forward. Obviously, the master node right now is $25,000 or I don't know, maybe more. I haven't looked at the market in 20 minutes. Maybe the coin's worth $3 right now. I really don't know. I mean, it has been absolutely crazy today. Um, what One of the things that I like about the masternode concept is the decentralization. But now with the masternodes being so expensive, it's going to be a lot harder for somebody to get in on that. Now they can still stake, and that's great. But I'm seeing a lot of shared masternode services and ways for people to put in like a percentage of the masternode and still earn some of those earnings. What does that look like from in your opinion? What are your thoughts on that? And yeah.
Definitely what we work for. We like again, we have the staking pool at our Discord. We do have the Yoda's masternode, and we have a new program coming up with a shared masternode pool. We're going to have different levels so that people that can't come in with 500 vitae, can come in with 20 vitae. But whereas in a different pool, you got to have 500.
Right.
And that way we can have more open ability within the master pool, a competitive thing too. We're going to make it competitive. Master node pool versus master node pool, team versus team, to get extra rewards.
Yeah.
So making it fun is what we really want to do. We we have we have great developers, and Jonathan, our bot developer, is also working with other bot developers, and we're working on making our Discord channel ultimate. open source place
Awesome.
for, we hope to bring in some things that are going to be mind blowing, totally mind blowing here in the future. We got some updates that we're working on for Vitae token to make it better. Lightning protocol is coming, and so once we add Lightning protocol, we're going to be able to open up the doors. We're going to actually beat most of the Lightning people to actually doing what they should have done by this time already.
Well,
All right, we're
that's
going
not
to
going to
do
be
it in
hard. The whole thing's
two
moving like
months.
molasses. So
We're going to do it in 2 months. We're
yeah.
not playing around. We're not going to hem haw around about it. We're not going to be like, oh, who's going to control? It's not that hard.
Right.
It's not that complicated. We're going to have that ability coming in the future. And so again, all the things that we do, we have team members and people on our team that realize that true potential is giving everybody the opportunity. If you don't have the opportunity, then your market actually slows down to just a few people,
Yeah.
right? When you close your market down from everybody to, well, just people that make more than $500 a month,
Yeah.
or just between people that make over $1,000, when you start limiting that, you take yourself out of the market. And
Well,
we don't want to leave the
you're
market.
eliminating some of that aspect of the grassroots. You're eliminating some of the decentralization, all
The
that. So
equal,
that's definitely an
the
issue.
equilibrium.
So you mentioned the lightning. What about atomic swaps?
Exactly.
What's the roadmap for Vitae and atomic swaps?
I'm telling you, that's what I'm talking about. We're
Okay.
going to develop atomic swaps within 2 months of our update to the Lightning protocol.
Okay.
And you're going to be able to atomic swap any other token that has atomic swap ability.
I love it. I
Um,
love it. This is what I want to
uh,
hear. This is where I want to go.
and and literally, we're talking. That's one of the things that we're excited about when we develop the hardware where you can go into. And we're obviously it's small business, so we don't know who's going to start up. We have different plans. We just have to research the levels, and I think we could actually give away some 100,000 of these devices to small businesses for free.
Wow.
With Yeah, so that's our goal. That's our goal to give away 100,000 of these
What
devices.
about a traveling busking street musician?
Exactly. It does not matter.
I
It's
know a
it,
guy. Just kidding. But so
that's and imagine that on stage, and here's this new device, and people just come up and they just tap it.
yeah, it's an amazing.
It stays there.
I mean, the whole world is evolving so rapidly now, and that's kind of the thing that's both terrifying and exciting about when we talked about like the fact that the market's in a huge bubble and headed for a giant crash. It's
Well, and again, when we develop the device, we open the market through atomic swap. That you're actually buying that product with another token.
okay.
Think about that. If you
Yeah,
can atomic swap right there
yeah,
at the cash register from
yeah.
whatever you're holding to Vitae, tap the screen and pay and walk out the door, it doesn't matter what token it is as long as it's got the Lightning protocol.
Wow, that is really cool. That is really really cool. That's like the as an IT nerd, that's like the coolest thing I've heard today. So, and I've heard a lot of cool things today. It's been a good day. All right, so we're already over 40 minutes. I know you're super busy, and I want to limit it a little bit so the audience actually might make it to the end. You get an award if you made it this far. Just real briefly, as parting shots, tell me your the thing that makes you the most angry or most disappointed in the crypto market, and the thing that makes you the most excited or most hopeful for the crypto market.
The thing that I don't like in the crypto market right now is that majority of these tokens aren't for people. They're for businesses and those achievements, of which capitalist gains are an oppressive nature, profiteering, things like that. And then the thing that I do get excited about is that more and more people are embracing the concept that cryptocurrency can free you from the oppression and totalitarianistic societies that we live in.
I love that, and that's definitely why I even came into this space. I was yeah, that's great. That's perfect. Completely agree, 100%. Michael, thanks for being on the show again. Super excited to see where Vitae is going. Super excited to. I'm gonna try and get to Santa Clara. I don't know what my schedule is exactly on that, but I'm gonna try and get there. And if you want me to rep some of your stuff in Vegas, I'm probably gonna be going. So I'd be happy to you know walk around, and if you've got a prototype of the rain machine ready, I'll go rain on people in Vegas if you want. So we can talk
And
about that after the
it
show.
will be like that. We have rain machines with rain people, and they will walk around like kings and queens
You
throughout
you
the expo,
you
just
told me about that. I love
spewing
that
forth
idea.
the day.
And you
Uh,
said there was going to be like some kind of scavenger hunt thing going on too, where there's like you got to try and
yeah,
find the different
there's
thing.
gonna be like a Vitae machine, rain machine that you in a spot you didn't think about. You hadn't ever gone there. You weren't even thinking about it, and there it is.
I love that. Love that idea. All right, Michael. Thanks again. I'm going to go ahead and end the recording, but I'm happy to talk to you about Vegas a little bit more if you're around for a couple more minutes.
All right.